Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. Today, Jack Casey filling in for Josh Klein, but a lot of news to talk about. Of course, the NFL draft world takes Twitter in the United States, possibly the world, by storm. Will Levis falls, Bryce Young drafted number 1, Anthony Richardson goes to the Colts, but many are wondering the head-scratching move taken at 8th overall. Bijan Robinson, a Texas Longhorn, had many Atlanta Falcons fans wanting to go horns down last night. Bijan Robinson taken 8th overall. Jack, what are the thoughts here?
I got to admit with you, I am a fair weather NFL fan, first of all, but especially the Falcons, Atlanta native. And I'm in my group chats, I'm talking to people. The Falcons were playing fantasy football, borderline. I mean, they drafted a running back. What are we doing?
A running back at 8th overall. Jack, I was always told the number one rule is don't draft a running back in the first round. So you know what the Atlanta Falcons decided to do? They doubled down. They said, you know what? We've had our best offseason in years. So let's just screw it up and take a running back at 8th overall.
I mean, it's on character for the Falcons.
It's on brand.
It's on brand. Nothing else is new. What are you going to expect? I was watching the ESPN live cast of the draft. I wasn't watching the draft itself, not the video feed, but their little setup.
Humble flex, right.
And I was expecting Jalen Carter. ESPN was as well. They said it'd be the best fit. I see Bijan. I'm like, okay, sure. We'll see how that goes.
Bijan Robinson, let's put it like this. I mean, of course, we got to know that the Falcons, they don't have like a 1,000-yard rusher on the team. There's no way, right? They don't have that.
Definitely not.
Oh,
not even a little.
Wait. They drafted a guy in the 5th round last year. His name's Tyler Algier, and he ran for 1,000 yards last year with Marcus Mariota as his quarterback for most of the year. So you know what? You know what the Falcons decided to do for good old Tyler Algier? They said, you know what? It wasn't good enough. 1,000 yards not good enough in this offense as a 5th round pick. We're going to bring in Bijan Robinson. And you know what? You got to wonder. Tyler Algier, he's that perfect fit. You know, you're in a relationship with a girl. It's back in the hometown. It's a great fit. Things are going great. You know, you're working on a good relationship. You could have never expected things to be this good. And then all of a sudden, this Instagram model slides into your DMs. And
she's looking for a quick hookup.
And that's Bijan Robinson. Look, it looks great on paper. It looks great. Long term, it doesn't make sense. No, it's flashy. It's flashy. And guess what? You're going to get instant clout. You're going to look great. The boys are going to be hyping you up. Guess what? Could have just stuck with Tyler Algier. You got to stay committed. And the Falcons did not stay committed to that.
I think with Bijan, you know, it'll have a good opening season. Maybe he'll have an explosive start, but
he's good. I'm not gonna argue. Like, he's really good.
He'll sell tickets in Atlanta for a week or two. Then the Falcons will start to lose, just like it happens every single year. The home opener will be cool. Some explosive new kid will go off, and then it just falls apart every single time.
So that was a head scratcher at 8. Another head scratcher that we had really across the first round for some people. Some people saw this coming. Me, I thought this guy was going to get drafted at 4th overall. Will Levis. He falls. He is. You talk about the biggest loser of this draft so far. It is Will Levis. Having to sit there.
Was he really losing with all those girls on his side?
Well, it seemed like he had a different girl every single time the camera cut to him. Turns out a lot of them were just family members, sisters, but yes, they did cut to the girlfriend. People were wondering, did he switch girlfriends to possibly change up the vibes? Regardless, it did not work. It did not work. He did not get drafted in the first round. Will Levis, some were already going to call him a bust. Now he's going to maybe go in the 2nd round. Is he going to fall out of the 2nd round? It's tough, but you start looking around. Who's going to take Will Levis at this point?
I mean, a lot of QBs obviously went in the first round like they always do, but, I mean, coming out of Kentucky, what does he really have to bring to the table? What do you think?
Well, he has a very below-average performance against Vanderbilt, which is what a lot of people were saying last night, which is like, look, you can pick on certain games, whatever. Will Levis's intangibles are great. They're great. I mean, I don't know about you, but you get a guy that can throw on his knees and hit a goalpost from 50 yards away. Like, that looks awesome. That looks cool. You know who else did something cool? Zach Wilson. And we see how good he is in New York. So I think people are scared. There's also some injury buzz that came out last night. Maybe he's hurt. We don't know.
I think that GMs around the league know something that we don't. It's got to be. I mean, he's talented enough, and he's a QB. Everyone expected him to go in the first round. That's the reason we're talking about it right now.
Yeah, 100%. It does not make sense that he would fall out of the first round when people had him possibly going top 5.
Exactly. So what teams are left that need a QB of his caliber?
Yeah, see, that conversation, because you're looking at Will Levis as possibly a guy that can go in there day one because he's going to be 24, 25 years old. You don't want him sitting too long. Hendon Hooker's also still available on the board. It's tough right now. Maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look at something. They bring in a quarterback. They have Baker. They have Kyle Trask still that they spent some capital in as a second-round pick a few years back. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Will Levis this morning's waking up going, man, I need some more mayonnaise in my coffee. But I don't know what else to say, Jack. It's not great. Not a good look.
If it were me, I think I'd be pouring a little bit more of that Kentucky Bourbon in my coffee this morning. But
well, just show up to the draft tonight. Just a little hungover, man. We would all understand. Yeah. We would. Dude, been there. It happens. It happens. No big deal. Yeah. I mean,
and ESPN was just, they were toying with him. With I don't know what all that was about. I mean, you saw it more than me.
There, ESPN putting up the graphics on Will Levis had this percentage to be left on the board at this point. I mean, poor guy. Poor guy. You're just adding insult on top of him at that point. I mean, just
pure insult to injury.
Yep. It's Will Levis. Who do you feel bad for this morning? I don't know if I feel that bad for Will Levis, but
he's still going. He's in the NFL draft. You can only feel so bad for him.
Yes.
Yes, he was predicted around top 5. Didn't go in the first round. I'm not worried about him. He'll find a spot.
Yeah, he'll find. It'll work out. Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. You transfer to Penn State, Kentucky. I'll work out. No big deal. We all know Kentucky's a football school. Ask John Calipari. We all know it's a football school. So, yeah. So Anthony Richardson is the guy that kind of took Will Levis's place. It looked like Will Levis was going to go 4 to the Colts. Instead, they went Anthony Richardson. People are saying they are following the Eagles model, that the Colts just want to be the Eagles.
That's a not a bold statement, but a bit of a.
I feel like it's a reach.
It's a bit of a reach. That's what I was about to say as well. I think that the Eagles are definitely in a better spot than the Colts, like complete rosters, if you look at it in that way.
Yeah.
Are they following their game plan? I don't know. You can make the argument for a lot of teams. I think that's pretty bad.
I would make the argument that Eagles actually win football games. So that number one.
I agree.
That helps compared to the Colts. That, not an expert there. But look, we should have seen this coming. Anthony Richardson, Indianapolis Colts, they got a lot of similarities. Okay? Colts, ever since Peyton Manning left, not proven winners. We know. Look, we're talking about AFC finalist back in 2014, Deflategate year. That was their year. If it didn't get stolen from them, we know. We know. Real football fans know.
And Patrick, let's not forget, they've got Matty Ice as their QB right now. The best QB to come out of Atlanta.
Best QB to come out of Atlanta. This is hands down. Look, you don't get up 28-3 in a Super Bowl for nothing. There's no that was not a fluke. Clearly, I'm sure
we're still bringing up the Patriots Falcons Super Bowl in 2023.
Well, I'm sure they closed it out, right? The Falcons closed it out. Right? No, but they didn't.
I want to jump off a bridge as an Atlanta sports fan.
Wait, they didn't. Oh my gosh, that's a new flash to me. Wait, so you're telling me the Colts traded for the guy that couldn't close? Oh,
yes, yes.
No. They had to be mistaken. It had to be a different guy.
Unfortunately not. The Matt Ryan, the QB who blew the Patriots, yes, he is on the Colts. And the Colts are, they're not just.
There will be nothing funnier than when Matt Ryan starts week 1 and Anthony Richardson's on the bench. There will be nothing funnier in Indianapolis when that happens. But like I was saying, we look at Anthony Richardson. He won so many games in college. Look at the numbers he put up. The Colts are winning so many games. They were a perfect fit for each other. We're talking about 2 elite level guys. We're looking at Anthony Richardson, who. Oh, wait. Florida didn't even make a bowl game. Oh, no. Oh, and the Colts.
Not a single bowl game, Patrick.
The Colts made the playoff. No.
Unfortunately, they did not, no.
But they have Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan blew our expectations again. Oh, shucks.
I can't believe that. You know what, Jim Irsay. If there's any owner in the league that can pull it around, I'm sure it's Jim Irsay. It's got to be Jim Irsay. Him, the boys in the band.
Where even is Indianapolis? That's the real question.
It's actually it's not a real place.
It doesn't exist. It's up there with Ohio.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Indianapolis, Indiana, right next to Ohio, somewhere. It's up there. People have been there. They've been there. They've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driven through it on their way to not there.
I just picture Indianapolis is like constantly 40 degrees and cloudy.
It's fair. Yeah.
But like not Seattle. Like it's not raining.
No.
It's not raining. It's not Seattle.
It's not an aesthetic choice. It's kind of just a.
It is.
It is.
With like some
It
bricks
exists.
in the background, like a blue collar city.
Yep.
Working hard, you know. And that's what I mean. Colts fans deserve better. They deserve better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they need something to come clear. Let some sunshine in.
Yeah. I love that.
Is Anthony Richardson the person to bring sunshine to Indianapolis?
Jack, you're asking me, and I'm gonna. This is totally unironic. I actually really like Anthony Richardson.
I do too.
I don't know if I like him on the Colts.
I mean, you feel so bad for these franchises that just can't get stuck out of their drought, and they pick up great players. They just can't make it work.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Jamarcus Russell with the Oakland Raiders. We knew he was going to be. No, I'm kidding.
But a little bit of an example of a team, a little unrelated, that tried to pick up a player a few years back that just can't make it work. My Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, no way.
My Atlanta Hawks. They were eliminated last night from the Celtics, and Trae Young was quoted saying that the new head coach is the future of the franchise and he will win them a championship.
Yeah, Jack, let's get to that exact quote that he said. He said, Quinn Snyder is the future. I believe with him here, this city is going to win a championship. Trae Young, newsflash. Atlanta may win a championship with Quinn Snyder, but you won't be on that team. If we've learned anything over these last few seasons, Trae Young is not that good. He's not that good.
It amazes me that he thinks that the roster currently is going to stay together within next year, 2 years. It's not going to happen.
Jack, we're talking about a 7 seed. A 7 seed can go on a run. They just needed more time last night. They ran out of time in the game.
They can go on a run. A general 7 seed can go on a run. Can the Atlanta Hawks go on a run? The answer,
absolutely not.
No, they cannot.
Look, Falcons. You bring in. I'm not Falcons. Lord, it's the Hawks.
You mix them up.
Yeah.
They're both Atlanta horrible franchises. You mix them up.
The Hawks. Look, they went on a run. They give the Celtics. Look, they gave them a little bit of a sweat last night. They gave them a little sweat in the series. Trae Young. You have John Collins, Dejounte Murray. I mean, that is, if we're not talking about the best big three in the league with them, then I don't know what we're talking about. Trae Young, look, I think that big three is so talented that you got to blow it up. They're all too good of individual players. We've seen Trae Young. I mean, who won the Luka Doncic Trae Young trade?
Gosh.
Clearly it was the Hawks because we see how much success. Look, the Hawks made the postseason this year. You know who didn't make the postseason?
The Dallas Mavericks.
Thank you, Jack. The Dallas Mavericks did not make the playoffs this year. And you know who's on the Dallas Mavericks, Jack?
Luka Doncic.
Look,
I mean, the numbers don't lie.
I'm not an expert here, but look, take it from Trae Young himself. I mean, if we know anything, we know Trae Young. He is the most reliable player. He is.
Of course.
He's going to go out there and he's going to win you a championship every year. And if he says Quinn Snyder's going to bring a championship to the city, Atlanta, you just have to trust him. There's no way. I mean, look, believe what he says. That's all I got.
To the city of Atlanta, put on your jackets. Ice Trae's coming. He's not leaving. He's here to stay. He's going to win us a championship.
Yeah, of course. He's going to.
Definitely not. Future Atlanta native said it best. They belong to the streets. Send the entire roster. Get them out of here. I'm just not ready for it. I need something new. I need a big name, one that we don't draft, something.
Thanks, Future. So, yeah, we had to squeeze that one in. Another big Georgia storyline to come out last night is the University of Georgia football. Apparently, they all just go to the Philadelphia Eagles now.
Georgia actually has a second campus up in Philly, Georgia North. It's where we have four players now in the past 2 years, both winning national championships, heading to Philly. What are your thoughts on that?
And we know Philadelphia uses all these. They love these Georgia players, and we know that they use them so much. I mean, what did Jordan Davis play? 20% of the snaps in the Super Bowl. What did Nakobe Dean play?
Nakobe Dean, he was their starter. He
was. Oh yeah, he played every.
I couldn't tell you how many minutes he had.
Oh no, he played what? Maybe like 5% of their snaps last year. Oh no, no. Yeah, but they love the Georgia players.
Jalen Carter is going to do great things with the franchise.
Yeah, it's not like he showed up to his pro day overweight or anything.
No.
That would never happen.
No.
Not for a Philadelphia Eagle.
Not at all.
I will say I do think Nolan Smith was a bit of a steal at 31.
I agree. I thought
or 30, whatever he
was
went
in. He was in the low first round. Yeah, I think Nolan Smith.
He's a good player.
He's great player. Personality, I don't know. I don't know him personally. I've heard not great things. Similar to Jalen Carter, some little issues here and
Todd
there.
McShay? Are you Todd McShay over there? Because every time I get on Twitter, I hear Todd McShay he is being roasted for going after Georgia players.
I need to be careful what I say.
Yeah. So Jack Casey he's actually Todd McShay. He's the he's actually
I'm the inside source. That's right.
He's the insider giving Todd McShay all this information down here at the campus of the University of Georgia. So very interesting. We saw Bijan Robinson was a head scratcher at 8. You want to talk about another head scratcher at 12? The Detroit Lions. The whole offseason we've been told Detroit Lions, oh my goodness, they're making moves. This team's ready for the next step. They beat Aaron Rodgers. They knocked him out of the playoffs last year. They were practically a game away from making the playoffs. So you know what? How do we fix that? We had Jamal Williams last year. We had DeAndre Swift. We had a pretty good 1-2 combo. We lose Jamal Williams to free agency. You know what? We're going to bring in Jordan Montgomery. You know what? That'll work. But we still got DeAndre Swift. Like, no big deal. You know what? Let's hammer down, and pick Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama to be a running back because the 2-headed monster wasn't good enough. We got to have a 3-headed monster in Detroit. Jack, what are they doing? What are they doing?
I think it's rose-colored glasses. I think they see Alabama, they see running back, they're like, oh, great, let's take him.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is great, but again, the fit-wise here, why did the Lions could have took someone else at 12 that could have helped them? Jahmyr Gibbs is going to help them this year. He's a good player. I get all that. Okay, DeAndre Swift's pretty good. Jordan Montgomery is going to do exactly what you want him to.
I don't know.
Understand.
He's 5'9", 199 coming out of Alabama. Second overall RB. So
2 running backs in the first round.
I don't know.
Not even in the first round. The top 12, Jack.
Yeah. The NFL GMs I think they're prepping for their fantasy football rosters this year. Why don't you get some running backs early before anyone else?
I can't tell you the last first round running back that was worth it. I can't tell you because I look at Najee Harris in Pittsburgh and I go, okay, he's good. Is he worth a first round pick? I don't know. Okay. Derrick Henry wasn't drafted in the first round. I just want to remind people that. Okay. Christian McCaffrey, great if he's on the field. Same thing with Saquon Barkley. Great if he's on the field. So are they worth that top 5, top 6 pick? No, probably not. But hey, that's why I'm paid. Well, I'm not paid, but that's why I'm here on this show this morning. Okay, because
that's right. Putting in the effort.
Yeah, because you know what? If I was an expert, maybe ESPN could call Cumming for me, but maybe I'm more of an NFL Network guy. I don't know. I'm not picking sides here.
Gibbs will be he'll be on the rotation. He'll probably get a few minutes day one, but he'll have a good. I mean, it's similar to running backs going early. I mean, I don't know. It's not what I expected from the Lions. The Lions were getting a lot of hate for it online and group chats and stuff like that. So we'll see how it works out. I mean, honestly, the Lions they just can't catch a break.
Yeah, again, and this is just a reminder, I am not paid to make these decisions. I am just a fan of football and will absolutely Monday morning quarterback this, probably. Because you know what? I am not paid to make the decisions, and it's probably more fun that way. So that's what Sports Fandom's about. Okay, last draft hit here. And Jack, I got to ask you a quick question.
Yeah, what's that? What do you got for me?
There's something going on down in Dallas. Is Jerry Jones okay? And I ask you this question because he made a very logical, very sensible pick for the Cowboys. He didn't draft CeeDee Lamb. He didn't go out there and get a star player, like a superstar that could come in day one. He went in, filled the trenches. He went with a defensive tackle out of Michigan. Jerry's okay. Like, do we need to call on Jerry? Because this is not a Jerry Jones pick.
Jerry, what are you doing, man? Do you need to take a nap? Need some food? What's going on?
Well, he's probably out there on the yacht. He's chilling. He's probably enjoying life a lot more than we are right now.
Maybe all that sun tanning might be a nice little sunspot, still hitting the brain.
Vitamin D's getting to him a bit too much down there in the Turks and Caicos, wherever he's at.
Oh, man.
No, but like honestly, really good pick by the Cowboys. I think they solidify that defensive line. That look, they got some really good weapons on offense. Okay,
right.
They got some really good skill positions on defense. You got Diggs in the secondary. Micah Parsons is proven to be an absolute steal of a pick a few years ago. He's a beast, right? Go solidify that defensive line. That's exactly what they do.
I could not agree more. I mean, a lot of the games they lost last year were defensive reasons. They needed to get serious with their defensive line and just lock it in. And I think they made a good pick.
Well, Jack, and one of the sources you're talking about is a good pick for the Cowboys because they've lost a lot of games that way in these past few years.
Right,
They've lost it in the battle of the trenches. I don't know. I'm calling on the people to check if Jerry Jones is okay this morning, and that is, you know what? Hey,
we'll see.
Hey,
I'm looking. Am I expecting Stephen A. to put on a cowboy hat?
No. I think Stephen A.'s got bigger problems this morning.
That's right.
He's got to come in. He's got to talk about Will Levis dropping. he's got to talk about
act like he knows about football when he's just a basketball guy.
He's got to talk about Lamar Jackson signing that deal. And Lamar Jackson, man.
Whew, that's your guy.
He is
Lamar Jackson is staying in Baltimore.
He is. You know, Josh and I like to consider this a bit of a Baltimore podcast.
Fair.
Baltimore show.
Yeah, and, Josh and Pat, Baltimore natives, or Delaware-ish.
We're Baltimore roots.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
We have Baltimore roots.
Baltimore sports fans.
Baltimore roots. I mean, the families come directly from the Baltimore area. Okay, that is like this is Baltimore show. Lamar Jackson's back.
He's back.
He's back.
He's locked in. He got a bag.
He got the bag. I just want to personally thank Jalen Hurts for getting his deal done to set kind of a benchmark for how to negotiate in a post-Deshaun Watson contract world. So thank you to Jalen Hurts for also receiving a lot of money. What's back this morning? Money is back, and congratulations to Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. That is
money will never ever be off the table.
Yeah, but ever. You're gonna wonder, Jack. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, inflation's at an all-time high. Do we have a clause in there? Does he get an 11% bump every year?
How much is guaranteed?
How much? Well, he's getting the 185, but can we put that maybe in a different fund? We start working that. We get the financial advisor involved. You get Ken Francis calling in there for Lamar. Look, nonetheless, all jokes aside, congratulations to Lamar Jackson. You bet on yourself. You got a lot of money, and you don't have to give any money to your agent. But I am willing to bet that he's probably going to give some money to his mom. So, congratulations, Mama Jackson.
That's right.
For also negotiating the deal. So, Ravens fans are happy because no longer is there kind of a dark cloud over what the heck was going to happen.
I mean, Ravens fans were just left in the dark.
What were you supposed to? I mean, there was like what?
There was zero transparency. No one knew what was going on. And Lamar, he played the long game, and he won in the end. Surprisingly, he I don't know. Maybe he saw former UGA offensive coordinator Todd Monken heading to the roster, and he was like, "Man, I might have to stick around."
Well, I think the Odell Beckham Jr. kind of helped, and then they said, you know what, Lamar, we're going to help you even more. We're going to draft Zay Flowers, first round out of Boston College. Next thing you know, Lamar Jackson went from throwing to no one last year to now he has Odell Beckham Jr. He has Rashad Bateman, former first-round pick 2 years ago that's coming back from injury. He's been in the building working out. They have Zay Flowers as the number one. They also brought in Nelson Aguilar. Okay, I know. Drop some balls in Philly. Look, he's a seasoned vet in the NFL. They bring in him. Pairing with Devin Duvernay. They still got Mark Andrews.
The list of weapons is looking a lot better than last year.
Lamar Jackson all of a sudden has weapons. It's amazing. All of a sudden, look, it should be the exact opposite. It should be, wow, Lamar Jackson's on a cheap contract. He's not, this is the time to put all the weapons around him. No, Ravens said, screw that. You know what? We're going to give him all the money we can, and we're going to bring in the weapons.
They're all in. They're hammering Lamar Jackson. They're locked in.
And by the way, Eric DaCosta, their GM, keeps hammering home. You know who their second-round pick is this year, right?
I don't, actually.
It's Roquan Smith. It's Roquan Smith. And he said, I'm very happy to get Roquan Smith in the second round this year. So shout out to the Ravens and Roquan Smith. So that's good. So we'll hit on a couple more NBA notes here. Jack, you were a witness the other night. Maybe not in person. I think you watched it through your mobile device, possibly TV.
True.
You witnessed an assault. Take us through what happened there.
I'm assuming you're referring to Anthony Edwards.
Oh, assault? That's what I'm hearing. It's being called. I'm heard that there's possibly a lawsuit that might happen, maybe some charges. I don't know. Like he threw a chair because he was mad and it happened to hit a fan.
Right.
I'm not going to speculate on any more than that, but that's what appeared to somewhat happen in the video.
He looked to storm off the court in anger. Not really sure the logistics worked out. He didn't seem to be too much of a hothead in college and going into the league, but he's not having the best time currently during the playoffs.
But it's not a failure. It wasn't a failure getting swept in 5. That wasn't a failure. Hey, did you know? Hey, this was the first time. Congratulations to the Minnesota Timberwolves for not getting swept in a playoff series for
first time in a long time.
Yeah, I mean they're like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, they except the Leafs might make it out of the first round this year. It's early. I don't want to jinx them here, but hey, Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is good. He's a good player on the court.
Oh, he's a great player, great guy, very personable. Huge player, especially when he enters the paint.
I think people fell in love with him in that Adam Sandler movie last year when he was playing like the villain on the court. They were like, this Anthony Edwards guy, like this is awesome, right? Not a great look to throw a chair into the crowd, but
the NBA just overall is throwing punches. You got DeAndre Murray just assaulting a ref.
Assaulting a ref after Jalen. I don't know if you saw Jason Tatum. That was a lot. Jason Tatum. People were trying to pull up that video. That was a love tap. That was a love tap when he assaulted the ref.
We're like basketball old heads talking about, people are too soft, too fragile.
That it was very funny, and I know the situations were different, but it was very funny to watch like Jason Tatum like physically like move a ref, and then DeJounte Murray like tap into a ref and get suspended.
Right.
And Tatum was fine. Clearly played.
Yeah.
So
then you've got Ant throwing chairs and throwing off the court.
Throwing chairs. Hey, smart. Can't get suspended if you can't play another game this year. So think about that. Can't look. So maybe
you got to give NBA players one thing. They're smart.
Yeah.
They know how to keep their job without having to play. You got Kyrie, you got Ben Simmons, now you got Ant.
Yeah. Hopefully for all parties involved that gets figured out, and I'm sure Anthony Edwards was probably apologetic after that. Yeah. Hotheads happen, but can't. Hopefully fans okay. But kind of alluded to this, Jack.
Yeah.
Giannis came out. His press conference went a little viral the other night after he got eliminated in the first round. People may put an asterisk on this series. Giannis was hurt.
He was hurt. He didn't play the entire series.
Giannis was hurt. So we know this is asterisks. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But
a member of the media in the post-game press conference after they got eliminated asked if this season was a failure or a success, if I'm right.
I definitely say it wasn't a success.
No, I wouldn't call it a success. Obviously, you were eliminated from the playoffs, but Giannis took it to heart, I guess you could say.
It was a very interesting response from Giannis, and he was trying not to go directly personal after the reporter, which I think a good move for most athletes to try to avoid that.
Giannis is a very stand-up, I think, genuine player.
He's one of my favorite players in the league. He is he's awesome on the court. He's got a little bit of personality off the court, and he plays hard. Like that's as a fan of basketball, that's what you ask.
That's all I asked for.
Yeah.
That's all I asked for. So when this reporter asks him this question, he seems a little upset, but he handles it very well. And he says...
He kind of caught himself, too. Like, he was like...
Right.
He's like, sorry, wait,
I think he realized he could have made it look a lot worse in his response.
And a lot of people were giving him some praise in the response. I mean, obviously, some jokes went on Twitter, and it was like, well, You
did get eliminated from the playoffs.
You were one game away from getting swept by the 8th seed.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of a failure, but he put things in perspective, and good. Good for Giannis.
I think if he was healthy, they obviously would have had a better season or a better playoff run.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think clearly Jimmy Butler did not fear the deer. And
Jimmy Butler dropping 56 one game, I think 40 something, 42 the next.
Is it sustainable? We don't know. Enjoy the ride, Miami. That's my advice. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy it. Oladipo's out, maybe for his career, which is unfortunate. So just enjoy the moments. Hey, you get to watch Miami Heat basketball for at least another 4 games. Okay, so Jack, real quick, we'll wrap it up here. Big. I mean, we got football's back this weekend.
You could say so.
We got playoffs back this weekend. DC Defenders take on the Seattle Sea Dragons. Houston Roughnecks take on the Arlington Renegades. Look, that's South Division. Josh, he may be a fan of the Roughnecks. Okay, but they play in the worst division ever. Okay. The Arlington Renegades, I think, were 4-6 and made the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
4-6 made the playoffs. Unlike the DC Defenders, 9-1 have to play Seattle Dragons, Sea Dragons, who have a winning record. They've been playing good ball late. They just got off to a rough start. Look, DC is going to be popping on Sunday. Who do you like, Jack?
In the XFL?
Yeah. We're the XFL show.
No hate to the XFL. I get
show.
all my XFL information from Picks and Pancakes, picksandpancakes.com. Who do you like in the XFL? Because I personally need some education on the XFL.
Unfortunately, I do think the Houston Roughnecks will win. They're at home, and there's no way I'm going against my DC Defenders. I mean, there's no way. I was at the inaugural XFL 2.0. Wow, I can't even.
Slight flex.
Yeah,
Slight flex.
Matt
No
Oliver
problem.
Locke, he's no longer the commissioner of that because they went bankrupt. But I'm taking the DC Defenders. Look, I think Gucci DiNucci's going to put up a show with Josh Gordon when they come into DC at 3:00 on Sunday. Just hoping the weather is good. Hoping for a full crowd. Want to see some beer snakes out there in the DC crowd. We'll see what happens. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Locking it in.
Lock. It's like deal or no deal. You lock it in. We're all Howie Mandel on the show. So, big thanks to Jack Casey for filling in.
Thank you very much. Filling in for Josh Klein.
Josh Klein, a little bit different setup this morning. It's been good.
Yeah.
This is good show. Good show.
Yeah.
Good show, Jack.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So
you can catch a new blog post from me on picksandpancakes.com in the next 3 months. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A little bit busy, It's got school going on. It's stuff. I mean, we're all grinding. No big deal.
Yeah.
But this is the point in the episode where if you want a free mug, just DM us. It's not that hard. DM us if you want a $10 gift card to McDonald's. You just DM us. It's not. We are trying.
All you have to do.
We are trying. There's no all you have to do is just DM us and just give us a address to send it. It doesn't have to be your address.
The regulations do not apply. You know why? Because we don't have any of those. You send us a DM, you will get a piece of merch.
It's that simple. It's really, I can't. Look, just DM us. That's all we ask. But make sure you're following all the latest sports news on picksandpancakes.com. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok at Picks and Pancakes, where there's pretty funny videos, pretty cool videos on there.
The AB one's personally, it's one of my favorites.
TikTok also agreed with that. I would say with the views it got. But anyway, I think that's the show. Thanks, Jack. Peace.